Whistle blows, the engines fire up, and Mini X30 final is about to get underway. We'll talk you through the grid then, as there are 36 drivers taking part in this final. Jesse Phillips and Stan Fargo, they start on row 1. Navala Morales and Archie Lovett, they go from row 2. Daniel Miron and Benjamin Manak, they will go from row 3, with Matteo Rivals and Manny Novellini going from row 4. Andrea Mani and Leonard Peruzzi go from row 5, running out the top 10. From George House and Zenit Babacek on row 6. Ivan Gonzalez and Zach Zhu, they'll round out the top 7 rows, with Brian Bruno and Kanish Grau rounding out row 8.
Because that would mean penalty.
It will indeed. Here we go then. The grandstands are full, the tram lines are full, the lights are out, away we go, down in towards turn 1, and it's a great start from Phillips. Navala Morales on the grass on the inside gets swamped and is squeezed, but is able to keep all 4 wheels on the track as they whiz their way round. Turns 1 and 2 into 3 for the first time, and the 941 up. It is Benjamin Magna who's come forward from way back in the grid. He's now up into second place as they whiz their way through the infield.
Oh, and someone spinning and a couple of contact over there at the back end of the grid. I was going to say it was a clean start. The 3 drivers involved. 951 is going to be missing. This is Alvaro Carrero. See Phillips in the meantime, the British driver, looking over his shoulder already. He might have expected certainly more resistance from the arrivals of Stan, but right now very much glued at the conclusion of lap number 1. GC Phillips in the lead. Stan Fargo back into second.
And another replay here. This was the action through the last chicane on the last lap. Ooh. And that's definitely not what you want to see as you go through. 2 drivers getting airborne, and the 988 off the track. That was Archie Lovett for the Oliver Rowland Motorsport team. The British driver not having a good start to his final.
Yeah, it's such a disappointment for Archie Lovett. He was on the outside of the grid on the way to turn number 1, and he got stuck into that tangle at the end of the opening lap, and of the incident that we saw in the opening lap. Zach Zhu is pulling out the fastest lap in the meantime. He's in P7, having climbed 7 positions already in the space of 3 laps and a half. So good recovery for Zach Zhu behind his fellow countryman Matteo Rivals. And watch out for the move on the inside from Morales. He had enough, and the Spaniard just made his way through into the chicane. And that opened the door for the back as well. I think that Rivals is going to be overtaken by Zenit Babicek. Oh, being pushed away. Watch out for any contact in the mix. Zenit Babicek just made his way through, but I think that Rivals, unfortunately, Matteo Rivals, the Frenchman, has been paying that incident a great cost and dropping a bit of momentum. Let's see where he ends up in the classification. But certainly not as he was expecting things to be. As we're here with the 999. This is further back. This is Zhu getting a place in P5 in front of Babicek, Miron, Peruzzi, Nani, and Rao running up the top 10, and Matteo Rivals dropping all the way down to P13.
Yeah, not what you want to see there. Benjamin Manak with a warning flag now as well. The 941 receiving that 5-second time penalty. We've got to close that gap. This is brilliant stuff, but the pressure is piling on Jesse Phillips' shoulders as he negotiates with Novellini behind him.
Yeah, he's going defensive on the way to the chicane. Watch out. And then Stan Fargo on the inside. Fantastic move by the Frenchman, who goes from 4th to P2 in the matter of 1 corner. This is the heated fight of the final that we had been expecting. This is now or never. We're within the 2 last laps of this mini final, and this is now that a driver can make a difference. Stan Fargo back into second. GC Phillips still holding the lead with the help of Novellini's teammate for the back. But Morales is still very much in the mix, under the pressure of Zenit Babicek as well.
The top 10 are in one battle for the race lead. Anyone in this top 10 could win the Winter Cup in 2023 here at Valencia, but right now it's Jesse Phillips who's leading the way. Stan Fargo back into second place. They all go defensive into turn 1, but the other drivers going to the outside. They try to get the switch back again. Several different racing lines. The concertina effect kicks in. Everyone squeezing and up onto 2 wheels there. The 995, I think that wasn't the 985. It is Daniel Miron, who's already got a nose cone penalty. Remember, he can't win this race unless he can get at least 5 seconds in front of this entire field, which at this moment in time doesn't look like that's going to happen. Into the chicane they go. Novellini back down the inside, back into 3rd place as they go side by side with Stan Fargo. Defensive now, the inside line. It's the final lap. Who's going to take it? Ring the dinner bell, bring him home.
That's what we were talking about in the mini category, full of excitement and unexpected things can happen onto the track, and nothing is written down. A little bit of a push from Stan Fargo. Watch out for the front fairing, you don't want it to be misplaced. Oh, contact!
It's Miron off the track, and he had a nose-going penalty, but it's all the way down in the back of the field now. That's a disaster, but a breakaway now. It's the UK versus France. It's Jesse Phillips versus Stan Fargo. Fargo with a huge advantage over the field behind, so it's a two-horse battle now in these last few corners. Stan Fargo is going to have to send it a miraculous move down the inside of that final chicane. We saw him do it on the last lap. Can he do it on this lap? Phillips went defensive on the exit of the corner. Very strange, holding that tighter line through 12. Checks over the shoulder, can see it's only Fargo. He tucks to the inside here through 13. There's only one position left to get for Fargo, and can he do it? Phillips stops the kart on the apex into the final corner, and there is no specs into the final corner. And there is no space for Stan Fargo. Britain's Jesse Phillips wins the IAME Winter Cup here at Valencia in 2023.